thank you to the EOS for inviting me out here. I'm really honored. I'm going to take you on a different path here. I'm not a policy person. I am more a technical person. I've been in the field. I've been in construction. So I am going to talk to you a little bit about what I know about the multifamily industry, and then I'll get into what Jennifer was talking about, and basically what I'm going to say about that is ditto. Austin Energy, we've got pretty well known everywhere except in Austin. Know about our goals and our ambition to reach 35% renewable energy and all the goals that that everybody seeks. I currently have a little bit about myself. 9 years in Austin Energy. Like I said, I started in the field, and just by default and everybody else leaving, I'm kind of now the coordinator of the rebate program. I also teach building science at the community college there, and I have experience in, like I said, commercial and facilities maintenance. So multifamily program in Austin Energy started in '91, just about 10 years after the residential program began, and we offered single measure rebates. To this point, we've hit about a third of the available properties, and just about 1/2 of the available units, which means we have about half the units left to go, but in much more properties. That means that they are smaller properties, and they are more difficult to target. Plus, in most cases, those smaller properties are also low to mid-income residents. In our program, market rate, low-income and affordable housing are eligible, but we didn't have any specific targeting, marketing, or efforts to go after them, because all we were looking for was demand savings. It's just become in the last year or two that we are really focusing on that, from pressure from politicians and the community to make Austin a little bit more affordable. As anywhere that's growing, rental prices were going sky high. Construction is coming back, and so now the rental prices are coming back down. In 2013, we started a bundled rebate program that was modeled. Let me go back a little bit. The ARRA funds gave us a Better Buildings grant to develop a comprehensive multifamily program, and we had all this influx of resources and employees and all sorts of cool, smart people that came in and developed a program that included both energy modeling, third-party quality control, and we had lots of face-to-face contact with the owners and the managers, and we were able to offer a little bit more generous rebates because it was kind of a pilot program. The program was embraced by our contractors. The same contractors that did the work in our single measure rebate program flocked to this new higher rebate, And so that left me to sit back and just kind of ponder and think about what was really going on and why there was so much participation in the comprehensive rebate. And it turns out the properties really liked the comprehensive rebates because there was very minimal inconvenience to the residents, because we can go in and do all of the measures at the same time, do the inspections going in, and just interfering with the residents' lives just the one time. After the grant was over, we needed to find a way to continue that kind of participation, that kind of program with a deep dive, but kind of take out all of the fluff. We had way too many resources used up for the energy modeling, somebody to go in and review modeling, make sure all the contractors are doing it correctly. And we wanted to make it easy like it was for the single measure rebates. So we came out with a new program that was last year that we put together using comments from a focus group that we had for multifamily owners and property managers. They said they wanted the same thing. They wanted easy access. They wanted little inconvenience for their residents. They wanted to know what was in it for them. We all know about the split incentive. And let me go in and talk just a little bit about multifamily. If you want to be successful in multifamily, you have to use their vernacular. They don't use the words property and tenants and landlords anymore. It's a much nicer term. They think that term is archaic, so they replace those words with leasing managers, community managers, communities instead of properties, residents instead of tenants. And if we can start using those terms, then you will seem a little more, kind of more knowledgeable about their industry. Also, they don't sell apartment units when you go up. They are selling the amenities. They are selling living space. That's something else that we need to consider, because we need to make energy efficiency an amenity. Once we can make it something that the residents are looking for, then there will be more buy-in. Managers also move from community to community, from property management company to property management company. It's a very kind of tight-knit group. Everybody knows everybody, everybody speaks to everybody else. And so good work by us or the contractor travels around. Bad work travels around faster. So you have to make sure that you use high-quality contractors. You have to install the work correctly with quality. They want to make sure that there's going to be no issues with the work you did causing some other problem somewhere else. One of the things that we learned from speaking to some of the owners and developers is, you could talk to them about attic insulation. You could talk to them about air sealing. They kind of just zone out, kind of like people in seminars and conferences do. But once you start talking about water savings, because they are master metered in most cases, that's a bottom line improvement to them. All right, that improves their NOI, net operating income, and then they'll perk up. That has to be your foot in the door. If they can save money, they'll start listening to you. The next item, especially for states in the South in hot climates, is, don't call it an upsell, but the next thing that they like are solar screens, which are window screens that block out a lot of the heat. They like that because it improves their curb appeal. It makes standardizes their look outside. So once you start talking to them about that, then you're able to incentivize some of that stuff. Then you can start opening the door to other ideas about attic insulation, duct sealing, air infiltration. Because now you can talk to them about not just energy efficiency, which they don't get a payback on that, but they start, they reduce the number of complaints from the residents. It's too hot. The air conditioner doesn't work. Their maintenance guys are really happy because there's less work for them. They don't get the complaints, and the maintenance costs go down because their equipment is operating more efficiently. That's another benefit to the property management company. And we have to start using those benefits to start promoting our programs. Anybody that works in multifamily knows that the construction is horrible. They use simple construction methods using inferior equipment, products, and fixtures built by the lowest bidder. And they go up quickly. There's very little oversight. There can barely be inspections done just on a sample of stuff, just because it goes up so quick. You need to have a contractor that can go in and do the work that needs to be done consistently, repeatedly, quickly. And so contractors that have a dedicated staff of multifamily technicians or field staff do much better. Anybody that does work in multifamily can do work in single-family residential. You can't go back the other way around. Our contractors that have tried using their field installers from single-family try and go into multifamily, and they just flounder, and they don't come back and do any more work because they don't realize just how poorly these buildings are built. The other thing to remember is multifamily construction is considered commercial construction in building code. It falls under commercial construction in building code, but it falls under the residential energy code. And so sometimes there is overlap, sometimes there are gaps. They are working, they worked actually hot and heavy here the last few years to try and close those gaps. But for the existing stock, you still have those issues, and those need to get addressed. Contractors, like I said before, contractors that are successful have dedicated staff. They know what they're doing. They've been in there so they can get into a routine of each property. They are creative thinkers because every property, every community, I should say, is different. It could be even different buildings in that community could be different because of the different work crews that went into constructing the building. So they have to be creative and quick on their feet to adjust their work process. Field staff also is the main contact between the manager and the work going on. They have to be trustworthy. They're the ones that get the keys to go into these units. They go into these units whether they're occupied or not, vacant or not, if the resident is home or not. So you have to go in, do the work quickly with minimal mess, and get out without letting their pets loose. It's happened more than once. They know to treat each resident as an individual customer, as an individual homeowner. You can't go in and say, we're doing this work. You have to be invited in. You have to be presentable. They are our customer. How does this tie into why I'm here and what we're speaking about? The NREL tool addresses all of that. It tells you how to behave. It tells you how to protect the work. It talks about safety. Management companies don't want unsafe work practices. The standard work specs include safety. They are very specific. It's a huge library of them. You don't have to abide by every single one because not every single specification applies to every property. It doesn't apply to every program. So you can go in, go into the library, very easy to use, free registration. You set up an account, you can start picking and choosing the specifications that you want to include and start your own library. These specs are downloadable. You can put them on Excel, so now you can start sorting them and moving them around. You can print them out, or you can just have the contractors, you just list out the spec numbers and tell them these are the specifications that we want you to follow. Why are we doing this? Two reasons. It tells the contractors exactly what we are looking for. This is how you're supposed to do it. It could even be a sales tool for them saying, these are our specifications. This is what we're going to do, how we're going to do it, and what it's going to look like after we're done. The other thing it does is it gives our inspectors that same standard. That way, everybody is inspected on the same things, to the same level. So it doesn't feel like the contractor is getting picked on by the inspector because they're being too tough and the other contractors are getting away with the same thing. So that eliminates all that ambiguity. Talk about that, printable, downloadable. It could be used, like I said, for any program. You can use it for any program that is that you are that's just taking off, or you can use it to bolster an existing program. You can just insert it anywhere you want. As Jennifer said, everybody had input on this. They sought the experts in the field to come in and give their opinion, and after lots of discussion, came to a consensus on this is what it's supposed to be. Covered the gamut all across the nation for all the sectors in the multifamily. I know how it happened because I was part of it in the scheme committee. And there is lots of discussion. There are lots of things to think about when these things are put together. And so they're there for you, ready for you to use. And it was so easy to use. We were under a really tight schedule to put our, after the Better Buildings grant finished, and to start our new comprehensive program that we currently have. It was a daunting task to try and come up with the technical specs to include in our guidelines. we could put in our, what the process is. We could, create the forms that you need. We could even, put up a website for it to let you know what it is. But writing up each specific guideline, what are you supposed to do, was just a daunting task. For utilities out there, you may know who eSource is. Maybe some of you here know who they are. I was so just frustrated trying to work these out. I asked for if there was anything out there that I could use. And they led me to the NREL site, the SWS. And we got in early before it was even released and told them what problems we were having, and they gave us access to some of their early stuff, and it was just amazing. It was just so easy to use. It was a load off my shoulders. We were able to go on with the other stuff and concentrate on some of the more visible and pretty things about the new program. So I guess, we're asking, why do we use it? I think the real question is, why aren't you not using it? It's easy. It's comprehensive. It's there, ready to use. It's free. It's a no-brainer. And that's all I got for now. I will take questions.